Hello again. Welcome to the workshop of Wood Spun Round. This is Doug. It is good to have you with me again today. Turning here a small piece of box elder. It's not burl. It doesn't have any of the red flame. It's very white. And in fact, this piece of wood is very light and very soft. The box elder tends to be a very soft type of maple anyway. Uh, this particular piece is particularly soft. And so it's turning very quickly, very easily. We're going to turn another small piece for my store. Been turning several small pieces, and this is the last of the bunch that I need for right now anyway. This is going to be a click pin. I'll show you more about that here in a minute. Right here, we're just using a 1/2 inch skew, turning this down to meet the size. Just double checking that end right there. I need to get down to the bushing. The wood needs to be right level to that bushing on both ends so that it meets up with the pin parts correctly when I go to put it together. Very clearly, you can see I'm doing a no-no. I've got my wedding band on. Typically, I take that off. Not sure why I didn't take it off this time, but it just we need to take our rings off, guys. Just because it's it would be an easy thing for a piece of wood or this spinning machinery to catch, and if it ever caught, and it would just pull my hand not only into the machine but also would try very hard to cut my finger off. So we want to take that off. Anyway, we're going to start. I'm done with the turning here. I'm going to start doing some sanding. We're going to start at 100 grit and go up to 320. I'll show you just a little bit of the 100 and then a little bit of the 320, and then we'll move on from there. As I get through with each grit, I stop the lathe and just turn it by hand while I sand laterally instead of doing that circular sanding around the piece. I want to get that lateral end-to-end sanding. And that just takes care of any sanding marks that might be left. We're going to go on from here to my axe wood paste, starting off with the abrasive paste. I'll show you the label there. Made in the USA, in Pennsylvania. Tom does a great job with the axe paste. It does a phenomenal job. We'll follow this up with the axe polishing and restoring paste, which is a carnauba base, that hard wax base. But this is a softer paste wax. It's much different than it was originally. He's added twice as much carnauba wax now, so you get more product for the same price. I'm just going to kind of let this run from this point to the end, and you'll see virtually the entire process of all of the abrasive paste and the wax. And I'll come back in as we're ready to assemble. We've now moved over to the table saw that I call the assembly table. You see a nice little wood tray there. I use that for all kinds of things. Anything that really needs assembly, I'll use this tray for. You also see there closest to you in the foreground is my pen press. Let me remind you, you do not need a pen press to do pens or any of this type of kit project. A bench vise will work. A clamp will work. Anything you've got that you can kind of control the squeezing pressure. You can use your lathe. That is entirely possible. I've done that before myself. So don't feel like you have to go out and spend however much it costs to get one of these pen presses. This one is not a very expensive one. I'm going to do some modifications that I've tried to do before, and the wood that I used would not hold up to the job. So I still got to make just some pieces to go behind that white part there so that I don't have to use the knob to tighten down on the bar. So anyway, just getting all my pieces and parts out here so that I'm ready, getting things lined up, and just going to start pressing in the various parts of this pen so that it can be completed. All right, we're finishing up the completion of the pen here, and it's a beaut. I'll show you some stills here in just a moment. If you'd like to try some of the Axe wood paste, I do have a discount code, Doug15. You go to axewoodpaste.com. That's where you order it from. Use Doug15, get that 15% discount. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you'll hit the like button, subscribe button, even share this video out with your friends. That'll help us tremendously. I look forward to being with you again. So until we're able to meet again here in the shop, this is Doug at Wood Spun Round, and I hope you're able to spin them round.